Muy buenas, avariciosos arconicidas, vuelca llaves y forja chanclas. En este preciso momento se han descubierto 3.389.834 mazos. Empieza que te forjen. Aviso 41. Maverik. Bueno, pues aunque ya hemos anunciado muchas cosas, me complace anunciaros que Ghost Galaxy ya se ha pronunciado. Vuelve un evento que promete ser otra vez más legendario. Vuelve el World Tour. En su edición 2025. Organizado por Ghost Galaxy, este tour global va a contar con 39 eventos alrededor del mundo. Para los que no conozcáis, el World Tour es la gran fiesta de Keyforge. Son 39 eventos repartidos en todo el mundo en los que se batirán los jugadores de Keyforge en diferentes eventos o diferentes torneos, ya bien sean sellados, alianza o directamente Arconte, aparte de los second numbers que hay para poder jugar entre medias. Las novedades que tenemos sobre este World Tour 2025 es que Ghost Galaxy lo ha adelantado en abril, con lo cual empezarán un poquito antes. Eso significa que, bueno, pues vamos a tener mucho más espacio hasta septiembre-octubre para poder terminar este gran World Tour con el Kentucky Fried Chicken, el KFC, el Keyforge Celebration, que se terminará celebrando para cerrar esta edición de World Tour. Ya tienen unas fechas establecidas que son obviamente las americanas, que son para el 25 y 27 de abril en Rochester, en Millennium Game, el 16 y el 18 de mayo en Russellville, en el Game Center, en la casa de Keyforge, el 29 y el 22 de junio en Portland, en Guardian Games PDX, el 11 y el 13 de julio en Baltimore, en Games and Stuff, y el 19 y 21 de septiembre en Las Vegas, en el Alexis Park Resorts, que es el que últimamente viene siendo. Aunque ya están esos detalles cerrados y ya se saben las fechas, todavía se esperan eventos en países como China, Vietnam, Alemania, Francia y, como no, España. Como ya hemos dicho, el World Tour contará con torneos principales en los formatos de sellado de alianza y de Arconte, que otorgarán, pues como siempre, premios increíbles y clasificaciones para el World Champions del 2025, que se celebrará en noviembre. Los ganadores, pues como siempre, obtendrán trofeos de cristal, que por cierto son preciosos. Yo quiero uno para mí y si no me voy a terminar yo haciendo uno. Mazos especiales, pines con el logo del 2025, pero con su título de ganador, y el conocido título del Ball Warrior, que solamente lo puede levantar uno de cada categoría. Además, también, pues como he comentado, ¿no? Hay los Second Summers, estos eventos secundarios y actividades para todos los niveles de habilidad que con recompensas exclusivas que serán seguramente una experiencia inolvidable. También tendremos goodies para todos. Sí, solamente por asistir cada jugador recibirá pues su goodie bag, ¿no? La bolsita esta de Keyforge con un contenido que estará valorado en torno a unos $70 y que incluirán pues mazos exclusivos, un pin de la región y bueno, pues otros obsequios como se ha ido haciendo iba a decir en World Tours anteriores, pero es que el único que hemos tenido aquí últimamente ha sido el del año pasado, puesto que hemos estado en barbecho desde casi desde casi no, desde antes de la pandemia. Así que nada, es una oportunidad perfecta para sumergirte en este universo de Keyforge, ponte las pilas, empieza a jugar, practica, busca tu mazo, busca tu alianza o directamente vete al sellado con los mazos que te den en tu bolsita de los goodies bag y no te puedes perder este pedazo de World Tour 2025. Aunque estamos todavía a meses para que llegue, ya te lo puedes ir preparando. Seguiremos apuntando a ver qué fecha nos dan desde Ghost Galaxy para el World Tour de España. También traemos información clave para el primer paso en el camino competitivo de Keyforge para este 2025. Los Store Championship. ¿Qué son los Store Championship? Bueno, pues son eventos ideales para jugadores que buscan pues, afinar sus habilidades en un entorno local antes de dar el salto a la competencia a un nivel mayor como puede ser el World Tour, el Campeonato Nacional o incluso los campeonatos mundiales. ¿Qué son los Storage Championship? Bueno, pues como dijimos en avisos anteriores de los primeros, cuando salió el del 2024, son torneos organizados en tiendas locales, en las tiendas de barrio de toda la vida, accesibles para tanto jugadores casuales como para jugadores competitivos, y que ofrecen pues un nivel de competencia más alto a lo que viene siendo el juego de lo habitual. Están repletos de premios emocionantes para los participantes y especialmente para los ganadores. Son la oportunidad perfecta para que nuevos jugadores se metan en este mundo competitivo de Keyforge y que los veteranos pues midan sus fuerzas como siempre ante grandes eventos como este. Los detalles importantes es que ya están abierto el plazo para inscribirse en estos Store Championships por parte de Asmodee, de juego organizado. Ya se han pedido estos stores, de hecho se han comentado, bueno, esto es una nota, ¿no?, que nos apuntó Jorge Poderoso cuando estuvimos en la oficina de Asmodee, que estos stores ya han sido pedidos por Asmodee, tanto si están traducidos como si no. Si no les llega la traducción a tiempo, prefieren tenerlo en inglés, pero tenerlo a no tenerlo en el tiempo correcto. En las tiendas, pues desde el 22 de febrero hasta el 31 de marzo de este 2025 tienen para pedirlo. Los formatos son sellados, arconte y alianza, y las tiendas pues podrán decidir cómo y cuándo lo quieren hacer. No es necesario tener ningún tipo de event key como se suele tener para campeonatos como los organizados en el World Tour, con lo cual pues las llaves que tengas para evento no son necesarias y todos los participantes pues recibirán recompensas limitadas, ¿no? Pero los ganadores serán los que se lleven premios realmente únicos. Entre ellos, pues creo que tienen se llama el Deca Collate, ¿no?, que es un mazo específico para campeones, que la verdad es que es un puntazo y una chulada. Yo tengo un par de la edición anterior y molan muchísimo. Así que ya sabes, esto lo que tienes que hacer es acercarte a tu tienda local, contactar con amigos, con jugadores, oye, mira, vamos a probar este juego nuevo que me mola mucho, que os gusta de verdad, es un juego que también, bueno, no es nuevo, ¿no?, pero lleva mucho tiempo, pero para muchos de tus amigos sí lo serán. Llévalos a una tienda, haz que esa tienda pida su store antes de las fechas que te he señalado y participar en este Store Championship porque va a ser muy épico. Este 2025 vienen muchas cosas de Keyforge y es la oportunidad perfecta para entrar en este juego, en este hobby y en esta comunidad tan apasionante. Y sí, como ya os he dicho, este 2025 pues va a tener muchísimas cosas interesantes. También os lo he ido narrando desde avisos anteriores. Este año no sabemos por qué se ha juntado todo el Keyforge, el crisol se ha alineado en una senda en la que lo único que tenemos son novedades, juegos y buenas noticias. Si bien tuvimos una etapa, ¿no?, un poco oscura con Green Reminders, pero que sirvió para darle un viento nuevo a Keyforge tras ese vientos de intercambio que no le gusta a casi nadie, pero que, bueno, a mí personalmente sí me gustó mucho, pero que le dio un aire fresco y nuevo a Keyforge. Nos encontramos con que teníamos también Token of Exchange, que, bueno, pues salió un poquito de la mano de ese mecenazgo de Keyforge. Y a su vez tuvimos el More Mutations, que todavía estoy pendiente de enseñaros cómo son los mazos de More Mutations, que pronto, y os lo garantizo, tendremos aquí uno para abrirlo con vosotros en directo, para abrirlo aquí directamente en el podcast. Pero aparte de eso se vienen muchísimas cosas. Una de ellas que es, bueno, pues que ya la tenemos aquí, que es el Cielos de Amber, que bueno, de entre sus pequeñas erratas y esos pequeños fallitos que tienen de impresión, la verdad es que es una expansión que está gustando muchísimo, que se está jugando, que se están abriendo muchísimos sobres, y os puedo decir que a niveles de rateo, ¿no?, de ver cuántos se abrieron en esta misma expansión, en la expansión anterior, perdón, de Cielos de Recordadores Sombríos, en un periodo similar al que lleva ya en castellano este Cielos de Ámbar le está ganando la mano a Dream Reminders de una manera muy, muy sobrada. Con lo cual consideramos, ¿no?, o vemos desde aquí que sí está habiendo más movimiento de Keyforge, aunque no se está viendo tanto por las tiendas. Sí es verdad que hay comunidades más activas, como la comunidad sevillana, que están prácticamente todas las semanas jugando. En comunidades como la de Madrid y otras zonas, bueno, pues continúa con su juego poco a poco, pero ya os garantizo que cuando vengan estas novedades se va a poner otra vez el chip, se van a poner otra vez el turbo, porque merece mucho la pena. La primera que tenemos es el Keyforge Discovery, esa expansión de entrada que vendrá de la mano de Asmodee, traducida en castellano, para este interocio, que es la última semana de marzo, este interocio 2025, y que se jugará en formato torneo, y que también os aviso de que vamos a tener ese torneo de Discovery y otros muchos más aquí en este canal en directo. También tenemos fechas que ha dado ya Asmodee, de las cuales os voy a poner la captura en pantalla porque hay cosas que me han gustado muchísimo. Os voy a pasar a leerlas. El New Player Discovery Kit está ya para todos los local retailers para ya. Lo tenemos ya hecho. Los Store Championships que vendrán del 22 de febrero al 31 de febrero. Prophetic Visions, que es la expansión, la cual ya ha terminado el mecenazgo y estamos pendientes los mecenas de recibir esa expansión nueva y que está estimada para la Q2 de este 2025. La Q2, pues si divides el año en 4 Qs, pues ya sabes, 3 meses. Eso para que salga en inglés. Luego tendremos que ver cuál es el tiempo que nos da Asmodee para traer esa expansión en castellano. Entre abril y septiembre tenemos ya los World Tour 2025. También tendremos entre julio y agosto, bueno, finales de julio, principios de agosto, el Keyforge Gen Con, que va a ser en las Gen Con en Indianápolis, como se ha hecho toda la vida. Tendríamos en agosto y septiembre el Summer Special Event, que son unos eventos especiales de verano que se han sacado de la manga y que a mí me parecen maravillosos. Vamos a ver si llegan aquí y de qué manera llegan. Tendríamos también en agosto-septiembre los los National Championships, los campeonatos nacionales, que están todavía pendientes de anunciarse, y tenemos algo que me ha encantado. Ya sabemos cuál va a ser la siguiente expansión después de la de Visiones Proféticas, que va a ser la de Keyforge Draconian Measures. Me flipa. Dragones y Keyforge no puede ser más épico y más emocionante. Yo me sé uno de los búhos que ya va a estar haciendo canciones con profecías para este pedazo de Draconian Measures que viene para que está estimado para el Q4, lo que significa que el mecenazgo seguramente empiece en 2-3 meses a más tardar. Desde hoy, desde ahora, desde enero. Luego tendríamos a partir de noviembre, entre noviembre 6 y 9, en el Game Center de Russellville de Minnesota, tendríamos el Exchange Qualifier 2025, el Keyforge Open, el World Championships y el Keyforge Celebration 2025. Fantástico, me parece genial y espero poder acudir. Yo me encantaría poder ir allí con mi inglés vallecano a defenderme con todos esos arconicidas, vuelcallaves y trampistas que hay por allí. Sí, les iba a meter ahí Tolambar, en Tetra Bricks de esos. Estaremos pendientes de todas esas novedades a lo largo de este año y, bueno, pues las iremos siguiendo poco a poco, mostrando los mazos nuevos, mostrando todas las sinergias y todas las cositas más. Tenía pendiente de avisos atrás, de hecho, bastante atrás, una entrevista muy especial que hicimos, Dani y yo, a una persona que es muy querida en este mundo de Keyforge y que a nosotros nos cayó muy bien, la verdad. Pues vamos con ella. Me gustaría traer de nuevo aquí a Dani, porque creo que se vienen cositas. Muy buenas, Dani, ¿qué tal?
Hola Ricardo, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué te parece si llamamos a alguien por ahí fuera de lo que viene siendo el territorio nacional?
Pues sí, venga, vamos a ver si nos cuentan cosas de fuera.
Venga, pues vamos a llamar a la puerta a Bierkens. También me gustaría avisaros que esta entrevista es en inglés y para doblarla o traducirla me iba a llevar muchísimo tiempo. De hecho, me saqué la transcripción porque es más de 1 hora de entrevista. Saqué los textos, los tenía medio traducidos, pero oye, es que no da tiempo. No me puedo tirar yo solo 4 meses traduciendo un vídeo, poniéndole voces a un vídeo, en plan de ¿y tú, Mike, qué pensaste cuando viste ese mazo? Bueno, pues a mi parecer, Bob, no es momento de estar con esas cosas. Así que nada, lo dejo con el idioma de Shakespeare y el que quiera puede usar los subtítulos en YouTube. Se viene.
Hey!
Hey, Lord, how are
Hola!
you? Hey.
Hey, I tried listening to your introduction, but
Yeah. But you
my
also
Spanish
think-
is not so good, eh? Yeah,
I think your Spanish is better than my
un
Netherlands.
poco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And who say it in Netherlands?
It's better than my Dutch.
Een beetje. Better than your Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Lordillo, how are you? What about
Good.
you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be a guest on your show.
We are honored to
Yeah.
have you here.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes in the comments I try to listen and put the captions on and the translations and try to follow along. And now it's in English, so
Para los que no le conocéis, Lord Judo creo que no necesita ningún tipo de presentación. I think you have not needed a presentation. You
Maybe.
are the Spanish winner, the Spanish World Tour winner.
Yeah, the sealed winner. Yeah.
About you, we're gonna talk first for the Spanish World Tour. What do you feeling about the Spanish World Tour, from the people, from the match, from the all the things about that?
All the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a good experience, honestly. And I contacted you again, like, hey, I think your community is great, and I want to be, keep up to date on it, because even though in the Netherlands we have a small community and there's not that many, podcasts and that kind of stuff, but you guys are really going for it. So it was a very big crowd of Spanish players. So yeah, first impression was, whoa, so many Spanish players. Where did they come from? So very cool. A bit cold in the morning, huh?
I remember it.
Oh my goodness, I was shaking from the cold. But then in the afternoon it was a nice weather. So playing outside was actually really nice. Everyone was so kind, and the sportsmanship was amazing. And yeah, if you win it, then nothing can go wrong. But still, even if I wouldn't have won, I would have still loved it. I would like to come back. It was great. It was a good atmosphere. So yeah, very, very, very good.
You will stay on the Kentucky Fried Chicken, no? In the Keyforge celebrations.
Yeah. So before Harmed went last year, and he came back and he's like, this was a life-changing experience. Like, well, okay, so I guess I have to go then. But I have 2 small kids, so I was like trying to negotiate with my girlfriend. Hey, can I go? Arranging all kind of babysitters, and I booked the ticket to Kentucky Fried Chicken KFC before I came to the Spanish World Tour, so I wasn't even qualified yet. So to then qualify through sealed was like, wow, that was amazing. So I was not expecting to be qualified for a world championship. I was expecting to play the last chance qualifier, which happens on the first day we arrived on Thursday. It put a lot of pressure on that, to still, well, you're there, you want to play in the world championship. But luckily that pressure was a bit off. So thank you guys for making me able to play in Worlds of Sealed and not having that much stress in the last chance qualifier.
Did you also play the last chance qualifier? Because
Yes.
I heard that you could still qualify for a different...
Yeah, you could. So there was Sealed Worlds, Archon Worlds, and Alliance, and 24 spots each, which would be I think there was 10 Vault Tours, 5 American, 5 international, I think, and then all the nationals. And I think in the end about 24, 25 spots were still up for grabs. So people didn't show, or so if you qualified in the top 25, you could still get a chance. I unfortunately didn't open as amazing decks as I did in Spain, so I think I went 2-2 or 1-2. I forgot about it. It was like, I'm here, I'm qualified. Let's see. But one of our other Dutch friends, Keyforge, he went 4-0 or 5-0, and he was the number 1 rank. So another Dutch win in the sealed, and he could pick his first pick to join. So he chose Alliance. So he played in both sealed worlds and in Alliance worlds. And unfortunately, Harmed and we couldn't choose another one. But yeah, the 25 players still got an opportunity to play. And important to note here for the story is that Bamboo, if you don't know her, she's from Vietnam, and her and Emperor Riku, they came over all the way from Vietnam. They're very important players there, and she managed to qualify for World Archon through that last chance qualifier. And she wasn't even qualified yet. I think we'll touch a bit more on this later, but it's important to know. So yeah, the LCQ, for me, it was not a lot of stress because I was already qualified, and just it would have been a bonus to do something else. But it was very nice to see people be very, very happy when they got like a spot. There were some tears. Yeah.
That's cool.
And you are talking about that atmosphere is in the celebration, and I think it's your first time over there
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the USA country. What do you feel?
Yeah, no, so I have been in the USA before for I'm also, besides judo, I do gymnastics, so I coach gymnastics there, but it was on a camp and it was very isolated, and we landed right after Trump was elected president. So I was like, okay, here we go. But honestly, nothing. We landed at the airport and we just took an Uber and we went to the hotel and there was Keyforge. Boom, play Keyforge, go to bed, sleep, wake up, and so yeah.
You lose the opportunity to breakfast and dinner and other things in the first day.
Yeah. The first day was rough. The first morning was rough because breakfast was at 8.
Yeah.
We were fully awake at 4:30, and we're like, okay.
Really? At this time? Why?
Yeah. Because then it's like 12 for us
Yeah.
or something, right? And yeah. So we had to wait. There was a gym. We went to the gym. We went to the pool. And then we waited, and then things started.
What the atmosphere for the first day when I think all the people that came from and out of USA, they landing and I think they was tired, so tired, no,
Yeah.
from the plane, and you start the first team playing.
Yeah.
What's that atmosphere?
Indeed, tired. Yeah. But also a lot of energy in a strange way because everyone's like ready to go. Like it's Keyforge celebration, and you're like, hey, is that Dr. Sheep? Yeah, that's Dr. Sheep. Hey, is that Dresscore? That's Wookie? And then these people from listening to podcasts, and Sydney from Help from Future Self, and I'm missing all these other things, and Aaron from Fox All the stream, and you start recognizing these people, and you want to say hi, you want to meet them, but you're playing, and you want to play against them and with them, and everything happens at the same time. So it's really a celebration. There's a bit of nervousness, which you could probably also feel in the Spanish Vault Tour, but it's a good kind of nervousness, like yeah. So that was a very good, very exciting. Yeah.
So this was day one, Thursday.
Yes.
It was the last chance qualifier, and then was the tokens of change sealed that also.
It was Grim Reminder sealed in the last chance qualifier, and registration. I can show you what they did. They did something smart. This is not from. There were other sealed events, but they gave us an envelope, and in this envelope they had your 3 sealed decks. They were already opened, so they registered, so you could not switch things out, and it was sealed on the back with a code, and they scanned all of these in, so that if later someone's like, hey, I think that person swapped decks or not, they would know, and it sped up the check-in process quite a bit. There was also sleeves in there, 3 sleeves, 3 decks, and just everyone sat down, Grim Reminders, all right, open up and check. And I was sitting next to Anxious Pirate from Australia, and well, it's a last chance qualifier, right? So there are some stakes, but still, you go like you open your decks, like, do I have something good? I was like, and he next to me is going like, guys, and I don't know, he had all the Well of Memory, Island of Misfits, Beanstalk, all the good Grim Reminder stuff, and he started like putting a lot of pressure on himself, like, I'm here from Australia, I'm gonna go. We're like trying to calm him down, like, hey, relax, we know you're a good player, you can do it, and maybe you get the spot in the World Championship. So that kind of vibe was there, so people they wanted to win and do well, but also trying to help and calm other people a little bit down. So it was a very friendly atmosphere. It wasn't nasty. Like, it was all good spirit, Everyone was just happy to have a chance to still qualify.
And did he make it?
He did. He did.
Good.
I think he even made top 8 or top 4 in the end. Like,
That's nice.
Wow.
yeah. He did really well. So we were all very excited for him, obviously. So all the way from Australia, and then qualifying through the last chance qualifier. I think making top 8, and I think he might have made top 4. I'm not sure. Don't pin me on it, but yeah, he did very well, and obviously very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that the Keyforge community, it feels like everywhere is quite
Yeah.
healthy. I mean, like
Yeah, very healthy. Yeah.
very sportman, a lot of sportsmanship, and like friendly.
Yeah, that was definitely, you could definitely feel it in the room, like everyone was, it was a world championship. I mean, any other card game, I think, world championships, like, you will not borrow your Archon deck to someone. That's not happening. But here, I think it was happening. Like, we brought some decks and some pods, and we're still talking alliance, like, hey, you running a Thrall deck. The Thrall's a new token for token exchange. We have some good pods. There was maybe a chance that Sheep was going to play As, the deck that won the Spanish Vault, but in the end, we kind of, before we left, he said, hey, Tom, you're the only teammate that hasn't played yet. You need to play As. But it could have happened, and I think As is one of the best decks there is, and it potentially could have gone to a competitor, But this was happening all over. People were landing out pots, borrowing decks. Crazy that that's possible in a game like this, right? Yeah.
In the first match, the first day, you play, and what do you see in this elite?
So the first match, I think it was sealed Grim Reminders, and I picked the best stuff, but I had no Mars to pick from, I think, and no Geistoid. So I was like, okay, I have Untamed with like 3 or 4 box pitters. That was the best I could do. And I had some, so I was like, okay, let's go for it. So I think I remember this. My opponent was almost deaf.
Mm-hmm.
I think NDP on Discord, and he had like, hey, in this environment, I am deaf because a lot of noise. And so I tried to really talk to him, look him in the eye, and and we were just playing, and it was going okay. And he played a Doctor Xylos Frix. Maybe you can translate for in Spanish. I don't know. We call it Doctor Xylo. It's the Reap Mars, and then put the creature from your discard pile ready. And I was like, looking at this discard, like, do I need to kill it? Next turn, he goes and he plays one more Mars creature, puts a rebel into it, one more from his discard, plays Key Abduction. I was like, oh no, here we go. So people opened some crazy Mars stuff, and I lost that game. Second game, I did a bit better. Very close. I managed to win it somehow. I played against a double multi-dimensional rescue. So that's like the return an artifact, creature, action, and you can play one non-star alliance. It had 2 of them. Wow. And there was 2 rebels and 2 Xylos in that deck that I played against. But I still somehow won. I don't know.
See you the next year, directly. See you next year, bye.
So it was she was 0-1 and then 0-2 with that kind of deck. I was like, okay. But then the next game, I think everything just lined up for me that game. And the next game was like, yeah, it was a bit hopeless, to be honest. So then I think it was 1-2. But then I just, started playing some Second Ember. That was also good fun. And I did not play my alliance because I felt like you could say, hey, can we play Archon instead? Yes, play Archon instead. So I played some Archon in Second Ember. And then Donkey Forge, one of the Dutch teammates that was not in Spain, but he was in Germany. So it was Harmed, Donkey Forge, and me from the Netherlands team, the Netherforge Lions. He proceeded to go all the way. He went 4-0. And what they did better this year, last year they played it out all the way until you had a winner. But this year they played until there were X amount of people, I think 26 left, is still in the tournament, and then they stopped it because they didn't want to play to like 11 in the night, and then the day after you need to play Worlds. So they stopped it, and then, well, he was the number 1 seed, so he could pick first. And then in terms of schedule order, you got the option to choose one event that was still open. So I imagine, and I'm not sure, that there were some like 6 or 7 sealed spots. Same for Archon and Alliance, and then people chose, I think there was 25 or 26, and then in the end there was one more called up. So even people that had 2 losses, there was, I think, 1 or 2 people that had 2 losses still made it in with a 3-2. But yeah, I think that worked better, because last year Harmed also played the LCQ. I think he played 9 or 10 games.
Yeah.
He won that LCQ, but at what cost? You play 10 games, you're so tired, and the next day, like. So this was a better solution, I think.
Yeah.
It was a way better solution. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't really need a winner. You just need to fill.
You don't need a winner. You just need to fill the spots, right? So the people then went X and O, so no losses. Most of them got to pick the event that they wanted. And then the ones with 1 loss, they still got to pick a event. Maybe not the one they wanted, so maybe someone had to play Alliance instead of Archon or Sealed, but you at least get to play in World. So no hard feelings. Everyone was happy. Yeah, that was day 1. It was a good day. Yeah.
And then you finish the first day. What do you start the day? Because you comes with a lot of second numbers, the title from landing,
Yeah.
the select loser.
Well, we I think on Thursday the Vault Warriors, so the people that won a vault, were invited to dinner with Ghost Galaxy staff and Christian T. Peterson, the CEO. So we also went there. And at the same time, the Help from Future Self podcast, I think they organized the Scrubs Revenge Party. So the people that weren't Vault Warriors, they could have a party. So we were having dinner, and it was paid for by Ghost Galaxy. And it was a very nice dinner. We got steak, classic American steak, mashed potatoes, even a mojito or whatever. And there was this guys from Italy were there, 6 of them, from France, and all kinds of Americans. So all Vault Warriors,
And the 3 of you.
And the 3 of us, the 3 from the Netherlands, yeah. So we were sitting there. I was sitting right across from Christian T. Peterson. Like, okay, this is my chance. And it was a lovely dinner, actually. It gave me a bit more. It was a very nice, friendly man, and open to critique as well. Because, for instance, the Nationals, the package cost a lot of money. So our stores at this time, without the travel reimbursement is not worth it to organize, And he said, okay, we're trying to handle that. There's some difficulties, So also we talked about the developments behind the scenes, what they were working on. And I also mentioned, hey, I went to Spain, it was amazing, awesome community. And said, hey, I know that guy, I think it's Pablo. From he's a very, very nice friend, said there's an amazing community, they make a podcast, all that kind of stuff. And he was very happy with that as well. So he seemed to be a bit more Europe oriented than I thought, but there are still challenges, like the delivery through when they bought Keyforge from FFG, they also bought the delivery supply lines. So they have to work with that, and they can't really go around it, which has some challenges, as you probably have experience with localization of your decks in Spanish, which are not there. And so, and we try to give him this feedback as well, and hopefully something happens with it. But like I said, I got a very good impression from him that he was listening and he was actually trying to make it work. And they said they wanted to keep this a tradition for 10 years going forward, which also tells me they're looking long term and not short term, So once a Vault Warrior for life. Every year you come back, you're invited to this dinner.
That's cool.
Yeah,
amazing.
And also really good to hear that they plan to keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the. It was kind of like in between, like, hey, for the next 10 years we want to do this. Like, for the next 10 years. I like that. Yeah, because you don't want them to build Keyforge on an engine that might be reused for something else. You want the investment of the company, and it sounded like they have it. Yeah.
Okay, before the Tuesday, you finish the select tournament, or the first select tournament. How you wake up and The free day.
After the dinner, there was still the Scrubs revenge party, right? So we went to the party, but the three of us were like, "It's 11 o'clock." Well, it's actually 5 because of the jet lag, you know. So we went there. I played one game, I think, with my eyes closed or something, and the party was great. You know, some crazy stuff happened there. Dr. Sheep was handing out shots. Sydney got lifted up from Sydney from Help from Views. Got lifted up by Dr. Sheep on his shoulder, and she fell backwards. She hit her head. May or may not have a concussion. There was awards handed out to the judges there. So much happening, but after like 45 minutes, like, Harm, Donald, I just can't. We need to play Worlds tomorrow. This is not happening. We need to go to sleep. So we went to sleep, and then we still woke up at 5:30 or 6 because it feels like 12. You know?
I don't remember what.
and I'm kind of used to it because I have 2 small kids, but still, it's weird, you know. And you have to wait because breakfast was at 8 and the tournament started at 10. So you're waiting, and then a little bit of the nerves come back, you know, like, oh, I'm playing Worlds, and you try to maybe do some what we did on the room. We did some mulligans. We tried some opening hands, you know, and just preparing mentally a little bit for it, and as much as you can, because the World sealed was Amber Skies. So the last chance qualifier was Grim Reminders, but the Worlds was Amber Skies. Luckily, I backed the game out quite a lot, so I had a lot of decks that I opened before with Amber Skies, and we were discussing like, hey, what are the key cards? What do you need to watch out for? What do you want to keep? Which houses do you think are the best combinations? Especially, I think Skyborn has red line rotation. So one of the key things is like, hey, if your opponent has Skyborn, what do you do? Do you go to 9 Amber, or do you go to 6? Or do you, so like these kind of discussions we were having, and to kind of kill the time and get control of the nerves, feel a bit more confident about it. And then finally breakfast was there, and in breakfast you see all these people, you know, from Italy, from France, America, Vietnam, Taiwan, Australia, and they're all, so that helps, you know. It's like a very friendly atmosphere, and you sit with some people at the table like, hey, Worlds today, let's go, looking forward to it. And then we start walking to the game center, which was about 5 minutes away from the hotel. So it wasn't that far. And then you get to the event hall, you know. And then registration for Worlds line 1, and the other sealed tournament line 2. So 24 people go to line 1, and the other 120 or something go to the other line. So you feel like, look at us being special, you know. And then Marcus, what he did, like you see those numbers on the back. This one ends in 23. He goes, what do you want? You want 63 or 69? I'm like, I'll take the 69, thank you. But you can't blame him for giving you bad decks because you chose the number, right? So he did this with everyone. And we got the packets, and we sat down at the front. There was the Worlds table with like a line in between, and then at the other side, there was not that much space in between, was the open tournament. And then you have to wait, and that's the worst, you know, because you want to see, do I have something, you know? Do I have something good, or do I not have something good? And waiting. And then finally they started. So I think they ran 30 minutes late, which is not too bad, actually.
And
I opened the decks. Yeah.
Both sealed and both Amber Skies, both sealed events.
So the last chance qualifier was Grim Reminders. Oh yes. They were both Amber Skies. So the open was also Amber Skies. Yeah. So I sat next to Donkey Forge, and I sat across from Fabulosing. It's also a name that's might ring a bell from some people. And I sat next to someone else. I don't remember, but you could not talk to each other, and you wouldn't, because you're focused on your decks, you know. So I opened Ember Skies, and the first deck I look at, and it has a card, and the card is called Flip Stallard. And Flip Stallard, that's me. That's my card.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, please be good, please be good. But it was not good. So like, I spent 2 minutes. Do I take my own card in the sealed worlds, or do I build the best deck? Okay, I'm gonna build the best deck. But I only have one Flip Stallard card so far out of like 100 Ember Skies decks, and now I opened another one at Worlds, so that's cool. And I did not have a good Skyborn. I had this with a lot of board control. I had Brobnar with a lot of board control and some Ember control, and some logos with also some artifact control, and just good all around. So I was like, yeah, this not too bad. It's okay. It's better than what I had yesterday. So I felt not super confident, but not bad, you know. And I didn't know what anyone else had. So the first game I played against. Who did I play against? If I remember the name, I'll let you know. But I had the Quantum Compass, which is an artifact Omni archive a card from your top of the deck. As like turn 1, boom, slap it down. Like, yeah. And then I was building archives, and he plays Titan Sentry. I was like, that's the card that you cannot pick up your archives. And there's another card that comes with it that says, discard both players' archives, forge a key at +6 current cost reduced by each card from the archives. So I was building my archive, but I now know he has that card where he can forge with cards from my archive, and they're gone. So I was like, oh no, here we go. So I ordered 4 or 5 cards in my archive. I could not pick it up because the sentry blocked me from it, and then everything went downhill from there. I couldn't get rid of his board, and I started with a loss. I was like, okay, rally, you can still make it. Game 2 went a lot better. I played against Italian, I think Fox Blaster. Close game. And I managed to win it on value. So it was 1-1. And Donkey Forge teammate was also 1-1. And we were talking like, hey, how many people are still in there? Okay, we're both 1-1. Oh, what are the odds? It could be like 16% that we get paired against each other.
No.
What do you know? I have to play against my teammate.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. So we went all the way to the United States to play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also close game. Luckily for me, I won the game, but I eliminated my teammate from the World Championship. So that felt bad, but I was still in it. So we're kind of like, I wasn't like, yay. It's like, oh. Yeah, it could have gone the other way as well, right? But he's like, you better win your next game. I'm like, okay, I'll try. And then the next game I played against Mark H from Ancient Bear Republic team, I think. Very nice guy, very polite. We played on stream. Maybe you saw it, or maybe someone saw it. And before he's like, can I text my wife? And I'm like, oh, I'm on stream. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So we're both very like excited.
Yeah.
And he said, do you know that there's a curse for me? If I play on stream, I always lose. It's like, oh, okay. How many times has that happened?
It's so good.
6 times. He said I play on six times, and I lost
6 times.
6 times.
6 lose.
Yeah, 6 times on stream, 6 times he loses. So I'm like, okay.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah, I guess it's a good ratio. And we played, and I was very focused, and the game was in control, and the curse struck again for him, and I won and he lost. So thank you, curse, from Mark, the stream curse. And that was my top 8 play-in match. So I made top 8, and then for me, I made top 8 in World Championship. My goal was achieved. I was happy. Nothing could go wrong anymore. If I lost everything after that, I'd still be fine.
Look the right side. You win a match and you lose a friend.
No, but Mark was very nice. That game was one of my favorite games, I think, because he was so polite, so clear, so everything. And on the other side, in the open, Harmed was also doing well. So Harmed won the Archon tournament in Spain. He was going really well, except for his first match. So like halfway, he told me like, "Hey, I've got some fire decks, man. I think this can do really well." But I lost my first game. I don't know what happened. And his opponent apparently played Sandworm, Transparency Report. So 6 Amber turn 1. And then it snowballed. But he was still confident. So he lost his first game, but then proceeded to win almost all of them. And the tournament ran so long because there was 120 people that they could not finish the play-in. So he needed to play another play-in match the day after. But he was still in the running for making the top cut for sealed. So he also did really well that day. So at the end of, I think, day 2, the situation was that I made top 8 for Sealed Worlds. Donkey Forge played in Sealed Worlds, but was unfortunately eliminated. And Harmed was in the running for top 8 in the open tournament. And then the next day we would all still play. Harmed would play in the Alliance Worlds, and Donkey Forge would also play in the Worlds Alliance. So this was already beyond our expectations, honestly. We thought if one of us makes a top 8, we'll take it. But it was going way better than planned. And there was more to come. So at that end of the day, we were like super hyped. Like, guys, this is going great. Like what's going on? Okay, calm down. We still have an important day tomorrow, just play the best we can and let's see what happens. Yeah.
Amazing. It's an amazing story. You start the day thinking in a bathroom near to to put your nervous on it.
Yeah.
And then you finish the day winning matches, making the top 8, and wow.
Yeah, it was a great feeling, all the pressure was off from then. Almost all the pressure.
And only in the second day, because if you found it on the Thursday, maybe it's pissed off, but in the second day, it's going to ride this. Okay, I lose for Archons, I lose Alliance, but I am the fucking runner 8.
Yeah, indeed.
In USA.
Yes, exactly. That was exactly right. And then it could only get better, for the day after. And I think that night we played some more Keyforge at the hotel, just a couple games. But the tournament ran quite long, honestly. It was like 8 or 9, maybe even longer. I think there was a Tokens of Change sealed that night as well. So it ran quite long, and then in the end we were very tired. Again, at 11 or something, we went to bed. And meanwhile, there were still okay, before the LCQ, we didn't know who was going to play what format, right? So I knew I was going to play Sealed Worlds, but I could still choose Open Alliance or Open Archon. And the same was for Harmed and for Donkey Forge. Donkey Forge was going to play Sealed Worlds, and Harmed was going to play Alliance Worlds. But if someone qualified for the LCQ for another tournament, we had to, kind of figure out who was going to do what. So we had the plan beforehand that if things lined up, I would play As in the Open Archon. And As won the Spanish Vault Tour,
Yeah.
So even though I got top 8 for Sealed, I'm now playing As in the Open Archon. And there's some expectation that I put on myself, like, hey, Harmed won in Spain.
Yeah.
This deck needs to do well. Because if I don't do well with this deck, maybe I'm not a good player or something. Like that was going through my mind.
You have double pressure on it,
Yeah. So I'm like,
you still needed to prove anything at that point. I mean,
to myself, yes, because I didn't like sealed. Sealed can be a bit. You have to be a bit lucky. If you don't open the right decks, you
but
need
it
to
also
play
takes
really well.
a lot of skill to
It does. It does.
be.
You need to recognize it. Indeed, you're right. Yeah.
The people think that people, our wives, our girlfriends, our familiars and friends, thinks that when we goes to a tournament or to a celebration or bowl tour
Mm.
or similar things, it's only they go to play cards one more time, and no, it have a very big stress on our brains, no, and
Yes. Yes.
it's a competition. It's a very high competition from
Yeah.
the early morning to the last day at seven
Yeah.
o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then you need to think new strategies, new things to start the new
Keeps.
day. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
are
Yeah. Yeah.
thinking all the time. And yes, you have friends over there, and you smile, you make smileys, but it's not the same. It's in a competition.
Yes.
You go there to win. If you go
Yeah.
to play like your store in your country, you are losing your money. You are losing your time. You go to a
Yeah.
competition to win.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
you try to enjoy, but
Yeah.
there's definitely pressure. I mean,
yeah,
There
you can
is.
feel the pressure. Yeah,
it's a lot of prison on it.
yeah.
And that
Then
pressure, I felt it indeed. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
then you goes to sleep this day
Yeah.
after your dinner, after you relax your body about your qualification,
Yeah.
and how do you start the Saturday, because I think you will start the Saturday more nervous than the other
Yes.
day.
For sure. Because I was like, okay, I Whew. I play Archon now, but
Yeah.
at the end of this day, I will still have my sealed top 8 worlds, right? So there was this strange. I really wanted to do well on Archon, and on the other hand, I felt like if I don't do well, it's okay because I can focus on my sealed worlds, you know. So I was going into it with ass. The vodka, winds of death, key abduction. I think you guys showed the deck in one of your
Mm.
streams afterwards. Huh?
Yeah, we
Thinking
know.
this is a quick deck. So I played 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
I chill. Not the case at
Not
all.
the case.
Because I was so still trying to prove to myself that I could run the deck well and I could do well with it, that I started really thinking on each choice like,
Yeah.
is this the best thing to do? Is this the best play? And honestly, my first opponent, I had to play Dexter Unfathomable. I know him from Denkivel. And I was like, do I have to play this guy? I thought out of 120 people, can I not just get an easier opponent? So back to back, like really big names I had to play. Like there's a teammate from Dr. Cheap kind of textures in that. So, and I looked at his deck, I was like, oh my goodness. And it started out with Fire deck, another Fire deck. I had to play Conte Cali from Italy.
Yeah.
And I played another one, and then another good one, and another good one. I was like, does it ever end, you know? And then the final playing game, I had to play Ewok Jr. Yeah, very good player, very
Yeah.
good. And there it was so challenging because he brought tokens of change, and one of the new cards in there is a Gate Warden. And the Gate Warden says if you have a token, you cannot reap. What As wants to do is it wants to play Mars and it
Yeah.
wants to reap to get Ember, bring back your creatures. Couldn't do that. So
Oof.
there I had to think a long time, long time. We were never going to time, but I had to think really hard. And there's this running joke that Ewok Jr. is a slow player. It's a running joke on their podcast. But it was me that was slowing the game down because I had to think so hard because I did not want
Yeah.
to mess up, right? I wanted to do justice to the deck. And luckily I did win that, but I aged 5 years in that game, I think. I got out of it so much older. But Ewok was very, very nice about it. Afterwards, we discussed the game, and he's like, "Tom, you are a good player. You're doing great." And because he can see that I was doubting myself, and he could see that I was stressed, you know. And
Mhm.
it's strange because for judo, I did a lot of competitions. I had a little bit of stress before, but in it, I knew it because I was confident in my own ability, you know. But apparently for Keyforge Archon, I wasn't yet. I think I'm a bit more now, which helps. But then I still needed to prove that I could do this, you know. So that day was more stressful than Sealed Worlds, honestly, for me. And then after winning that game, now I needed to play the top 8 of Worlds. So I was thinking,
one more top 8, another new top 8,
indeed,
double stress.
Double stress. So I made top 8 of Archon Open. Now back to the actual important thing, the top 8 of Worlds. And that the game started, I don't know, had a very good starting end in my opinion, but he did try hard, so he discarded half of my cards. And it was just, but that game I was not super focused. I was a little bit too tired or out of it. I don't know. I don't think if I was super focused, I would have won the game. But I could feel that there was no pressure at all, no nerves, which is strange for a top 8 Worlds Championship match, right? So it felt like I was gonna play you now, like over the internet. Like it felt like that. Then I lost, and I was like, "Am I sad?" Yeah, but I'm not. I wasn't devastated or something. It was weird. Like I made top 8 in Worlds. I was happy. I made the top 8 in Archon. Like
you were happy too, but you have the pressure. You have pressure because you won't be the top 4, and why not the runner up, and why not the winner?
Why not?
And you are happy. Yes, you are happy, but you have 2 decks in your mind to how to combine one on Select and how to play one. Because you play it the ass and you play it in front of one deck that they haven't you collect or rip your amber and thing. And there are new positions and situations that you are need to think for the future if they appear it, and it's another stay in the.
Yeah, you're completely right, because that was one of the things that I was thinking, like, okay, in Worlds, people will play the decks they know. So it's going to be Grim Reminders, it's going to be maybe some weird AoA deck, it's going to be, but most of it Grim Reminders. And you know that. But in the open, people are going to try new stuff. They're going to try Ember Skies and Tokens of Change. And, in Ember Skies, like Clip the Wings, where you just shuffle the archive back in, or that Titan Sentry, or that Gate Warden. There's a lot of curveballs that I think As can still handle, but I'm not sure. So that was also adding to the stress, like what is coming my way. And I faced 2 really good Tokens of Change decks. I played Dev, which is also on the Helpful From Yourself podcast. I played all big names. I was like, can I get an easy run? No,
all the
cannot.
famous
all
names.
That was it's really difficult actually that's why it took me so much mental capacity to play it so that you can win the games. And that was one thing I tried to avoid, because in Spain, Sealed, I went quite far. I went all the way, that took a lot of mental capacity. Then I played Archon. I went 2-0, but I dropped to play Alliance. So I played Sealed, Archon, and Alliance. And that didn't work, actually, because in Alliance I was still thinking about Sealed and Archon, and then I wasn't playing Optimi, so I was trying to avoid that mistake. Because like you said, right, your wife thinks he's just playing cards. You keep thinking about it, and you need to focus on one thing to do it really well. If you're splitting your, we say don't put all your eggs in one basket. In this case, you should, because if you do multiple, you're gonna be done. And that's a mistake I made in Spain that I didn't want to make again now by playing As and just fast. But with the Tokens of Change, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's true what you say. I mean, back in the Spanish Ball Tour, where Harmed won with As, like the dominant meta was Grim Reminders. So and As really excels at being a really fast combo Grim Reminders deck, and I mean it can beat the other Grim Reminders decks that try to do the same thing.
It's way better at
it's
it.
the best. It's the best at what it does.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of new cards that can really hurt us. So
There are, and I was really afraid of those, and they showed up.
Yeah.
They showed up. Yeah, but indeed, that was challenging. So, but top 8 for that, and I think Harmed then played his top 8 plane for Sealed Open, and he made that as well. So Alliance was also going on at the same time for Harmed and Donkey Forge. They were playing Alliance Worlds, and they also kept winning. And they think I lost one, but at the end of the day, I was focused on my Archon and looking at them finishing, looking like, are they winning? Are they winning? Like, at the end of that day, the result was that I was going to play top 8 Archon Open on Sunday. Harmed and Donkey Forge were going to play top 8 Alliance Worlds the day after. So I was like, what happened? You know, we were trying to go for one top 8, and in the end, we got 5 top 8 spots between the 3 of us. So almost like a maximum result, because you could only play 2 main tournaments. So that end of that day, we're like, what happened today? You know, what's going on?
Yeah.
A
lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings, and the people started recognizing our shirts, you know, and the Harmed was interviewed by the Help from Future Self podcast, and I think the Europeans did in general quite well.
Yeah,
and we showed the world, let's say, that Europe is a very strong Keyforge, continent, because all the Vault tours, honestly, the level is just as high as in the Vault tours in America. Maybe even some stronger players are there, because also some strong players were not there. Lorenzo, for instance, he got second place in the Sealed in Spain with moderately good decks, but not amazing.
Yeah,
like you put that kind of player in there as well. Like, not all the great players from Europe were even there, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Europe is very strong.
Yeah, but nice you finished the 2 days with an running top 8, the top 8.
Yeah.
How this history finished?
So the day after was then the finals.
Yeah.
The top 8s, and honestly, my first top 8 match, I was nervous. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because the pressure was there. I played UFO, and I discard replay pot. I didn't see it, so I kept discarding, but I should have picked up replay pot. And then I was looking at Dr. Xylo or something, and I had 5 Mars cards already in my hand, and my opponent said, "Hey, you should have picked that up." I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't do that on purpose." So I made a mistake, and the judge was called. And me already being like quite nervous, you know, and then it's like, I have this hand of Mars cards. What do we do? And he said, okay, this Mars card goes to your hand, shuffle, and one randomly goes on the bottom. And the one that went on the bottom was my Rebel. Oof. So I was like, oh, am I gonna
why?
Because of my stupid mistake? So that put my whole game on edge already. And I was like, okay, focus again. So I was trying to recover, you know, but it kept popping like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? And I played a Vault Master deck against a Vault Master. So also not a very common set. He had some Key Frog, Fangtooth, Break Nasty, Final Refrain. So there was some really tricky things. And 4 routine jobs, which As is okay with. Like, I don't make Amber until I spend it to make a key. So, but I was not playing my best Keyforge then. And I was a little bit, you know, I felt it like I made this mistake. I'm sorry for my opponent to have to call that judge, because it's never nice to have to call a judge, you know, because you also don't want to do that to your opponent. And then later on in the game, it happened again, I thought I discarded the Dr. Silo in my discard, but I did not. So I played it. I reaped with my other Silo. I played my Silo ready, thinking I discarded and reap because that was the plan in my head. And he said, "Hey, you didn't discard." Oh, do I make a second mistake? Second judge call? Oh, and it got in my head, Somehow I still, as is so good, I still managed to win it. But I felt really bad about that game also towards my opponent because I made these mistakes. And it was not intentional. It was because you're tired and all the nerves and all the things, But that hit me a little bit. So I had to get a little bit of a pep talk from some people. It's like, okay, put it behind me. Go on to your top 4 match. Okay, I was focused again. And that top 4 match, that was the easiest match in the whole tournament. Because that deck couldn't do anything against me. It could do a lot against other decks, but not against Ass. So, okay, I got back in the zone. And then it was finals. And in the finals, I had to play against Emperor Riku. And maybe we should take a little bit of a side story for Emperor Riku and his wife, Bamboo. Because they came from Vietnam. If you don't know them, they're pretty much Emperor Riku is the person that translates the decks into Vietnamese. He distributes them. He does all the things. He keeps the scene alive, right? He is the man in Vietnam. So they were getting married, and they're either getting married before or after KFC. I don't know. They flew to Keyforge Celebration, and they said, "Hey, can we have like a formal Forge day? So wear your nice shirt, dresses, and all that kind of stuff." And everyone did. So on Friday, everyone dressed up, and they had like this kind of ceremony. And maybe I can share that picture of them if you can put that on the screen. Yeah, look at them. They showed up like this in Keyforge on Friday.
I love the fact that there's 4 Dr. Ship here.
I'm totally fan of Dr. Sick and Jeremy Calvert over there.
Jeremy from Ghost Galaxy. And they played the whole tournament like this that day. And everyone was wearing collar shirts and jackets, and it was all so nice. And
it was so emotive. It was so emotive because you go to a celebration and get married over this. It's amazing.
And everyone was so happy for them. And that was on the Friday. And then Bamboo, the girl on the left, his wife, she was not qualified for Worlds, but she did make it in, like I mentioned. So she was in Worlds Archon. She even did so well that she made it all the way to the finals. Mm-hmm. At the same time that I was playing Riku in our finals.
Yeah, wow.
So it's crazy.
I had to face Riku, and I looked at his deck, and I looked at the deck list, and I was like, uh-oh, here's the Titan Sentry again. So that's the guy that does not allow you to pick up your archive. If you played against Ash, building archive, Winds of Death, you pick it up, boom. Couldn't do that. Because there's also the key cheat. So I cannot play Winds of Death. Because if I have 10 cards in my archive, he makes a free key. He also has Corner the Market. So, like, Corner the Market is you cannot play cards, but you can discard and put them into your archive. So I looked at the matchup and was like,
that's really rough.
I'm going to win this. This is not winnable. I need to do a completely different strategy. So I talked to Harmed and Donkey Force, like, hey guys, how can I win this? And Harmed was like, yeah, sorry, I need to focus on my sealed finals. Play it. I'm like, okay, you focus on that. Sure. How am I going to win this? I don't even know. And it turned out I couldn't win it because Josh was sitting right next to me. He was the judge, and he looked at the game, and I tried all the tricks in the book that has like trying to bait his Empyrean Charge. That's the card that discards your archive and forges. So I put 3 nice cards in, like, I'm archiving Key Abduction. Mm-hmm. I'm archiving this. Please discard it. Please use your card. But he didn't. He played it so well. It was like he put me in a choke hold or like a judo hold, And every time I moved, it was a bit more tighter, like a like a snake, like I exhaled and more tight. There was no way. I was going to win that. So he won. He beat me 2-0, and that was all fine because I talked to him before, and before that he wanted me to throw him with a judo throw. He's like, I've never been thrown. Please throw me with a judo throw. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want, sure. So it was really a friendly final, and I think that's also the beauty of Keyforge. The same thing happened in Spain. I played Lorenzo. I talked a lot to Lorenzo, so there was some nerves for the final, but it was a good kind of competitive spirit, And same here with Maverik. So I got second place, and he won. But like during the game, he won the first game. He said, "Hey, can I check on my wife?" He was 1-0 up. He still needed to play a second game, but he was more concerned with his wife. Like, yeah, sure, but you couldn't go talk to people, so they put on the stream, and he could see that this guy was winning. His wife was winning game 1, so she was also 1-0. So after he got the 2-0 against me, I said, "Go to your wife," because the rumor had it she was about to win as well. So he runs over there.
The finals are separately in
Yeah. So
wow.
the final was on the stream, all the way on the other side of the room, and we were on the other side of that same room. So he could see all people standing around, and she was about to finish her game after he just won the Archon Open. And I think I put that video.
This video.
So he just won, and he's right there. Like, this was such an amazing moment.
It's so emotive, man.
No words, really. There was,
if I see this situation in life, I'm totally sure that I make an.
You see me standing there, so look at how happy she is. I don't think she even realized that he won as well, because he didn't.
Yeah.
But how crazy of a story is that? You come from Vietnam,
to
celebrate Keyforge, and you're getting married. People all dress up. People you've never seen before, only online. They're all so happy for you. She qualifies for Worlds, becomes world champion, and you win the Archon Open.
Isn't a lovely story?
What are the odds? I mean, it's impossible.
The first thing that is amazing is that the wife and the husband play Keyforge.
Yeah.
This is the first first love thing.
And that they are both like top level players. They must be.
Yeah. They are two top players. Go to the finals. What do you feel about this experience? Because I think it's a really good experience to know, to count, to feel, to remember, to repeat, to all.
Yes. It honestly, it was, everything was as Harmed told me from the first time. It was, even if I didn't do well, because I was intending to go without knowing that I qualified, right? There were so many things happening on the side, things I didn't even get to do because we were doing too well the main tournaments. We kept playing there. But there was Shredder going on, there was Vault Assault, there was these adventures going on, there was collectible cards going on, there was so many community things going on there. And then for me, having this experience to play in the finals and having that validation of, hey, you can make it to a sealed final on Vault Tour level and make top 8 in Worlds. So sealed, good, and also you can make it to an Archon stacked field. Gave me, I was very proud also of the deck of Donkey Forge, but also for me. So I finally felt like, hey, yes, I can play well. If I'm in the zone, I can play well, So for me, that was the takeaway. But again, if I didn't do well, it would have still been amazing because of all those things you could do on the side. The second Ember, meeting people. You only play on the Crucible online, the TCO. You hear on the podcast, everyone's so friendly, and highly recommend everyone to go. I mean, it's the travel reimbursement not being there, and it's expensive, but if you can go only once, do it.
Maybe the next year, Danny and I try to
You
go.
should, and maybe
Only for
we
a stream. Only for a stream.
yeah. You
I mean, we will, like always, we will try to qualify. We will try to win,
Yeah.
but we'll end up streaming the whole thing.
I will try to lose.
should reach
I'm
out,
playing
say,
side events.
yeah, but even the people that just played side events, they
What
such-
about the side events? Because we don't talk about the side events, and they give you a lot of things for.
yeah. I have this. There was also, it's a bit not this book we got. It's the event
Yeah.
pro, and in there it listed all the.
There are a book of rewards.
Yeah, also the rewards you got, and also, let's say, all the events that were happening. And this was the first thing you saw. Also, like, where can you get food, where you can get drinks,
Amazing.
and
Amazing.
this whole thing, this page,
Yeah.
everything is side events, second
Wow.
number, and community activities.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
one of the things that maybe the creator cards scavenger hunt, which you should definitely, if there's creator cards next year, you should try to get one as well. So there was these cards created by, I think, Bad Bunny Press.
Yeah, they are incredible. I see it on Facebook, and they are incredible cards. Are
Did you
the
get them
cards
all?
of the podcast?
No, I only got 4, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I got a couple of them. So you could get like this scavenger hunt, and you could get the cards from the creators themselves. So that's like one of the side things you could do, and then also with the Scrubs Revenge part, for instance, they printed shot glasses, and
Wow.
we got one. This is our
Wow,
logo.
so lovely.
So this is the Netherforge Lions one, but there was from all kinds of teams. You could collect these. So there's also like a side event. Keymander. Have you heard about Keymander?
I'm making gummy amber.
Yeah. Ah,
Gummy amber.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
it's
So like
gummy.
you could, for instance, hold a community event saying,
Yeah.
play with the QTF podcast crew or whatever, because there was also a podcaster panel. So people could do a Q&A with them, get to meet their heroes,
Yeah.
like your Spanish people's players' heroes, right? And that was cool. I didn't get to do a lot of them, unfortunately, because I was busy with the other tournaments. But a lot
First
of
world
players
problems.
yeah, first world. Yeah.
How much money do you pay in taxes and the airport to come with your rewards?
To fit everything in there, but the prices were similar to the Vault Tours, actually. One of the, I think I got 2 pins for, maybe you can see it.
Wow.
Yeah, the finalists
Finalist.
of Archon. Yeah, and then I think this is top 8 World Championship, and there were 3 more pins. One of the Vault Warrior pins. So if you were a Vault Warrior, you would get this one.
It's lovely pin.
And Keyforge Celebration, so another pin. Yeah, and also one for participating in World Championship.
So you did
So I
get a
got
lot of pins.
5 new pins. I got 2 new play mats.
You can go. You can go to a war with all your
Yes.
decorations. Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah. And the trophies actually is pretty cool. So Harmed now has 2. Of course, he has to do better than me because he's always better. He has I think the Voltur was red or blue, and then the Worlds was a yellow one, and the other one was blue. So if you had a Voltur win, an open win, and a Worlds win, you would have a red, blue, yellow trophy.
Cool.
Harmed now has 2. I think he has blue and red. And I think Emperor Riku also has 2. And I think his wife has yellow. So if you ever become world champion and you win an open and the Volter, you can go like, hey, these are my keys. Trophies. Yeah, so he also had to bring we had to bring a lot of decks, and we barely managed to fit all of our prizes into the bags. And I think I have one more. Let me see if I can share that picture of the the playmats that we won. Let me pull it up.
So yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I put it on a picture. It's easier. Yeah. So here you see the Dutch team with their hall. You know. So we have the runner-up one. We have the winner one, and 2 top 8s. So we're only missing the top 4. Unfortunately.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Four
Not
foreign,
bad, not bad.
foreign people from the same country winning is
Yeah.
amazing, man.
So Harm does 2 mats. I have 2 mats, and Donkey Forge has 1, and we're like,
Harmon looks like so happy, eh?
of course, he was so happy. We were all very happy, you know. You haven't met Donkey Forge, but he is the nicest of all of us, honestly. If you ask to borrow his shirt, he will give it to you. And he is the owner of Ass. So I think he made everything possible. Because I think everything changed for us as a team when Ass was opened. In the Vault Tour in Germany, he opened it there, sealed. He won the seal with it, obviously, because it's Ass, you know. And then another teammate played Ass in Archon there without practice, made top 4. And in Alliance, it got second place. And then we started believing, hey, this deck and us playing it, we can really do something with it. And it's his deck. And he's lended to all of the teammates. And he almost rather have someone else play it than himself. But yeah, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. So hopefully maybe you can come to Spain next year. You get to meet him as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, it was an amazing experience for the 3 of us. We went there with hoping one of us top 8ing and then getting 5 top 8s. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
It was so amazing. Have an amazing history. Have an amazing matches, and we want maybe in other advice or in other chapter, Danny and I
And if you can,
may gonna in one of your
Do it.
match. Okay.
Yeah.
To go to inside of your mind for play.
Yeah. No, but
Okay.
honestly, anyone from Spain that's doubting if they should go, if you go with a group or by yourself, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be a good time because also the French people that we met in Spain again, over time, the more things you go to, the more people you start to recognize. You build like a friendship, you know, that is there, but you don't see them. But when you do, like boom, you know, everyone likes Keyforge. I just go. Next year, I'm expecting Spanish players.
Or maybe no Novaltur and in other matches because we are preparing the Fragua.
The what?
The Fragua. La Fragua is one day that maybe 65, 60 people comes to play Keyforge all day with a lot of rewards.
65.
Yeah, 60,
Really
65.
Yeah.
The last Fragua was 47, Danny?
40 something, but it's a community run event. It's not official. The Spanish community organizes it. And I think we were 40, 45, something like that. But but a lot of players actually came back to Keyforge after that event
because of that.
Grim Reminders, because we only had Winds of Exchange at the time, and many people have come back since. So next year it will be bigger.
They comes from all the areas of Spain, from the islands, from Alicante, Valencia, Barcelona.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But that's why I like what you're doing. You're the podcast. You guys, you make it popular. You keep the Keyforge alive. You know. So and that's what we felt when we came to Spain. Like, hey, this is a big community. You know, we have a community in the Netherlands, but it's not as dedicated, except for maybe
we have not the biggest community, but we
okay.
have a really cool community. We are years of a part of machinery, and we work so well, and we have a friendship. We are nearly to others, and I think the Keyforge community in Spain is one of the strongest community ever.
I can believe it.
Like in other places, for you have Pokemon, you have One Piece, you have Altered, you have Magic the Gathering, you have a lot of card games, but Keyforge stay stay together, all the people, and I think it's so wonderful that.
Yeah, and I think one of the judges, Marcus, in the Voltor, he went to all Voltors, so he invested a lot of time, and he mentioned similar thing. He said Keyforge is a special game. You have other card games like Magic, Flesh and Blood. When you play a World Championship like that, the feeling is so different. Is everyone is like, they will not help you. They're there to win. And for Keyforge is different. Like, you want to win, but you're helping and making friends at the same time. And I felt that there KFC, and I felt it in Spain. Something special in Spain as well. I think it's
I think so, yes.
that what makes me want to come back as well to
Keyforge have one things that I love. The first thing is that you don't fight with your opponent. You only need to force 3Ks before your opponents to open the vault and have the augment. Okay,
yeah.
You don't have this in other games. Maybe Altered is around. You need to run faster than your opponent to win, but we don't move to championship or to other kinds of matches for money. We only want
Yeah, that's
the
what Chris TP
experience.
said as well, indeed. Yeah,
We
and
want the experience.
exactly. So the CTP, the Christian T. Peterson, the CEO, he said, we tried cash prizes, didn't work. We rather use this money to now give back like the Vault Warrior Feast or whatever, like that kind of things. Instead of that, and makes sense for a business case as well as the vibe you want to create for Keyforge, right? Because if you start putting money in, then the finals become a bit more charged. There's a difference between $3,000 and maybe 1,500, and then
You let
I agree.
friends in the way. No, it's the money. The money corrupt the people.
Yeah.
It's Lord Judo, I want to invite you, if you have time, because we are talking about 1 hour and 20
We are
minutes.
talking a long time.
Yeah, a long time, but I think it's short time because it's funny here to you, counting that experience. If you have time, we want to give you to open one
Yes.
of these. You can choose one. Okay.
And there we go.
Okay. I don't know why it opening on the top.
I try to just pull and then, but sometimes it sticks in the inside. Huh?
Yeah, the thermal don't paste all things. Oh, okay. I open it, but on the it's gray color, the arc, and it's a very nice. It's a very nice Archon.
Yeah.
I love that Archons. I think I am a collected Archons.
There is one kind of a piece of
2
information
wings.
I can give you.
Yeah.
So the Archons are either insectoid or humanoid.
Yeah. This is I don't know what kind of Archon are this one.
I think this is an insectoid.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. So
it have crabs and 2 wings, but
so what CTP said. So Christian, they said Archons are either insectoid or humanoid.
Yeah.
And the data for this was lost in migration. So when you can get deck copies, they could not retrieve the correct Archon art. So I don't think you mentioned this yet, but you can clone your deck now, but it will have a blue background, and that's because they cannot get the Archon art. So unfortunately for you, you cannot get that. But this looks like an insectoid, and they are awesome, those cards.
This is the token. The token is a sentinel.
Yeah. What does it do again? Action, stun a creature or something?
Yeah.
Stun enemy creature. If the creature already stunned, destroyed instead. Yeah.
It's good.
Interesting token.
Yeah, it maybe have combined by What's the
If there's
from
blinding light,
Unfathomable?
blinding
Unfathomable have one
light.
card that if you have one stunned and you play that
Right.
action,
Yeah.
the stunned creatures dies. Okay, let's go to start. This is the first. It's
There's
an
the Doom.
annulment.
Very
El
good.
Guanos Doof. El Dance of
There's
Doom.
not a lot of creature control in Tokens of Change, so this is a very nice card to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have the Malefiction.
Okay, can be good. A lot
Yeah,
of small
after the
damage.
enemy creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have one artifact,
Very nice.
the Science Escape.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I need like you have a small table, no, for put the cards in on the top when you are showing on the camera. Eh?
Oh yeah, I have like a
I
green
see
paper.
you podcast, man.
I put a green piece of paper behind, like a green screen. Oh,
Yeah,
this
the
deck is
three
starting
fates.
out
I
good.
love that card. I
Yeah,
love that card and that
very
art.
strong card.
And it have potential with the discard. What do you think about the dice card icon? Because I don't like the
Very good.
discard icons.
No, oh man,
No.
it's so good. It depends on if you have too many though.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is like let's say you have a hand of 6 cards, right?
Yeah.
And you have 2 this, 2 redemption, and 2 skyborn.
Yeah.
And you really want to go back into skyborn, but this turn you need to play this 3 fates.
Mhm.
You can discard one of the houses that you're definitely not going to play, and hopefully, get another card of the house you're going to play. So it's almost as good as a draw because you get rid of the card and
Yeah.
you're going to draw at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the discard pip is very nice. But if you have a card with 3 of them on it, yeah, then it becomes awkward. And As does have 3 discard pips on one card. Arise, okay.
El Arise, I love that card
Yeah,
too.
yeah. This deck is starting out good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bowies.
Bonesaw with the Essence
Yeah.
skill can be pretty good because you can kill one of your this creatures already, play
Okay.
this, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
If a friendly
Okay.
creature was destroyed this
Yes,
turn, Bonesaw
Good
enters
to
play.
play already.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's for play second.
Yeah. Another one.
Another one. Yeah.
Okay, not 3 though. Not 3. Okay.
Yeah. No. It will be crazy.
Yeah.
The Tarom. Dice
Yeah.
after read. It's a after read. Destroy a creature. The house with the most creatures in play. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a great card for when you are playing with
tokens.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Gate
The
Warden.
Gate
This
Warden.
was the card that got me.
Yeah.
Oh, I still managed to play around it, but yeah. So when you control a token, your opponent creatures cannot reap.
The Havoc.
Very good as well. Love to see it.
Plague make a token creature.
Yeah.
But it have in names with an damage icon.
Yeah. 2.
Another one. Yeah.
Good this.
And the Evil Eye.
Very good
Play
this.
K cost +3 during your opponent's next turn.
This is card number 12, or I didn't count.
Yeah.
It's the last one from this. I don't know.
I think yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's the 12th.
Yeah, very good this house. Very good.
Yeah. How many printed amber? 1, 2, 3. A middle of game.
Okay, but with the 2 bone saws and the arise, like you can do some nasty.
Yeah, you need to make the balance with the other cards, but
yeah, because if you only kill one of your creatures, you can get your bone saws. You can maybe fight. You can arise. You can play them again. You can reap. You can 3 fates. This can do crazy stuff.
The next one maybe is redemption. It's true.
Okay.
Creature after 5, the cam can focus.
Yeah, capture 1.
Capture 1.
Yeah.
The other, the Grey Abyss.
Tokens have 1 armor.
Yeah. Make a token creature, and tokens creature gets 1+1 armor.
Can be very annoying.
The Vindicator outpost, an artifact action, put a friendly creature on the bottom of his owner deck. If you do, make a token creature, raid it, and fight with it. I need to make another illumination stand.
Yeah. This artifact with this token,
Yeah.
you'd rather have like the big Katina Fiend, right, with it?
Yeah.
Because fighting with a 2-power creature, yeah. But it's still okay, the artifact.
Yeah, I think it's a good artifact. It will be better if with bats and Omni, but it's only an action.
Yeah.
If it will be an Omni, maybe it's a very plus
That'd be
A.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, unbalanced.
Yeah.
Another creature, elusive, and the action capture 2. It's really cool. Capture 2 amber. If you have to then take this amber from the creature directly to your pool, it will be right.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all the damage
Bulwark,
from the Maleficorn.
don't enter more icons over there.
Yeah.
Assault 2, it's
Yeah.
cool. And it's Bulwark's neighbor gains Assault 2. That's right. It's for making a good formation, redemption formation. The intercept is planar, creature half town, after fight destroyed, make a token creature. Right.
Redemption has so many creatures, like it's good, but
yeah, all the
I don't know.
creatures. It's like Santum. It's like Santum.
I would like the steals, right? Yeah.
One friendly oldie, an oldie friendly.
Yeah.
El Reborn play. If there are more enemy creatures than the friendly creatures, destroy an enemy creature. Pues, not bad, and you have one icon of yeah.
Two.
Repeated, yeah.
Sure.
Then it's cool. Yeah. Wow. One of the cards are bad tainted, yeah.
Oh.
Really? Really, George?
All
Sorry. Yeah. Older this, now on reduction.
Yeah. Good card.
Yeah, I think so. Else will meet
this first
induction.
Or not? Oh no, the other one.
I think they will be more contrast. That colors are difficult to read it. Make a token creature. If that token's creature is supplied adjacent to a mutant creature, active archive swift induction.
Yeah. Which happens quite often in Redemption because all of the creatures are mutants almost, but yeah, it's okay. It's got a damage pip, so you can archive your damage pip, and but what has 1 power? Yeah.
But it's so difficult to play this card because have a lot of it's
2 of them
duplicated. Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, and maybe 3. No, yeah, oh no. The Sorteo el Sacrofluent, yeah. Destroying is still 1 Thumber and Creatura for 2. A strong creature.
Yeah, we destroyed. Sure.
Yeah, but in Keyforge from Green Reminders to now,
creatures are not doing
the strongest creature.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Don't mean nothing. Yeah.
No, indeed.
Enough.
Skyborn.
Yeah, and
I like this. The redemption.
The redemption is a shit.
Okay, you said it. Thank you.
It's frankly, it's a shit. What do you think about this redemption? A shit.
If you seal this in seal, you're like
honestly and lyrically. Escape on El Treasure's Island. If you have an Treasure's Island, you know you have the Treasure of Flames, the map, and the other ones. Okay. Good. I love this card, and I love the cards attached at this card.
Yeah. I hope you have a red line rotation with it, because that would be great.
2 islands. Think 2 islands. No. The period champion. Well, meh. A very strong creature that say that fire you may move El Period champion to a flank. Okay.
2.
2 and 3. Oh no.
Yes.
Again, it's all flanks. Okay, play still 2 amber. If any flank creature shared a house with another flank creature. Otherwise, still 1. Yeah, it's cool.
This card in sealed single-handedly won some people games. Like
Yeah.
multiples of this, so strong. You get 1 amber, and usually you steal 2.
Yeah.
So let's say you have 2 of them. Poof, check.
You can steal 2 and you have another one. It's
Yeah.
3 amber for your pool.
It's crazy.
El Chandra Anuk.
Mm-hmm.
I see the U's and the N's
In
reversal.
sealed, it can do some stuff. But in Archon,
Yeah,
no.
dice, its friendly flank creature gets +2 armor and gains taunt. It's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright. Yeah. I think it's alright card.
Donkey Forge loves that card. Me, not so much.
Yeah. Indigo Harrier. I love this card.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because I don't love this card for that card in seat because it's a card that I found it on my preview card from.
Cool. Oh, you did all of those. Nice.
Yeah. And
Is it
I
still the
have
same or is it different?
it's the same but have a difference. Yeah, because the first one on this one, it's a okay. It's a what you block is Forge Indigo Heralds gains after rip ready and fight with an unfriendly creatures. Okay.
Okay.
And then while you blockade Forget, Indigo Herald gains after rip, ready and fight with another friendly creature.
Oh, they made it better then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's the difference between the friendly creature and another. Another. No, it's another.
Yeah, it's not the same one. No.
Prepositions is okay. Grammatical. The regime party. After fight, if 2 cases of the same color are forged, still 2 amber. Otherwise, still 1. 1 free amber.
Yeah.
The other one, el saved port play. If you are yellow case forged, a friendly creature captures 2. If your opponent's yellow case is forged, still 1 amber.
This card almost always is just 1 amber and that's it.
Yeah. This Skyborn is for forged only a stolen number.
Yeah.
The other one, the Twin Lamps, play still 1 amber. If you have more amber in your pool than your opponent, make a token creature. Great. Simply card, not more effective, but great. Create a token.
Yeah, now we need the other 2 cards, obviously. Yeah.
The Flint's Legends, dice play. It's a play, move 1 amber from your opponent's pool to the Treasure's Island. The first one you have.
Yeah.
The other one is the Flint's Map. It's an artifact that Omni dice search your deck and discard pile for Flying el Stash y el Treasure's Island. Reveal the card and activate it.
Archive it.
Yeah, archive. Yeah, I say archive.
Yeah,
well, I say activate.
Should activate. There's archive, right?
I'm reading down with the
and
of
in
the
another
light,
language, it's difficult.
and I can see well the letters. And the last one is the Flint's Stash.
Yeah.
The Flint's Stash. Its flank creature gains destroyed gains 2 amber.
It's a dangerous card, but it's a cool card.
Yeah. And this is all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good this. No more.
Very good this. Yeah. Indeed. If you had red line rotation and 2 against all flags in Skyborn with the Flint Stash, you just kill, boom, go to 12.
Skyborns have a lot of amber control.
Yeah, but not in this.
And
there is some.
No more, only to steal.
Yeah.
It's for steal you have stealing.
The twin times and the against all flags, right?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Reveló.
5, 6, 7, 8. 8
It's not
amber.
bad. It's not bad. It's okay,
No,
but
it's
it's
good.
amazing. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the deck.
Nice.
Lord
I
Yudomen.
pretty crazy tokens of change decks as well. Is an interesting set. Yeah.
I hate token of change.
You hate
Sorry. Forgive me, Ghost Galaxy, but I don't like token of change.
You either hate it or you love it. Yeah. I am
Yeah.
in between, actually.
For example, Win of Exchange. I love Win of Exchange.
Oh, you do?
But token of exchange,
No.
it's
doesn't
so
hit it.
complicated when you have a lot of you playing with discards, you playing with the keys, we playing with the flank creatures, we playing with tokens.
that's
It's a lot of mechanisms to play.
I think
But
I agree with that. Yeah.
it's okay.
Because I have some decks indeed that
Yeah,
are like this and have so many options.
yeah,
And then I think, am I gonna bring this to a tournament?
yeah,
No, because it's gonna melt my brain.
yeah.
Too
The
much
brain's
thinking.
going down. Yeah. Lord Judo, it's a fucking pleasure have you stay here today. I don't know how to grateful you all the things that you do for us, for the play, for the Keyforge community in Spain and in other countries, like for example USA. And I only regardless you to stay here. It's amazing to stay here with you.
Thanks for having me. I love talking about Keyforge and I love your podcast and all you do as well because you put a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if everyone knows that, but it takes a lot of effort to, do it weekly or bi-weekly and then be there and talk about it, invest in it. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, no, thanks you for come back. You say me, I'm free for talk about celebrities. Come here, man. You are welcome to do.
Yeah.
I hope to see you early. Okay, in your podcast, in my podcast, or in a celebration, or maybe in the Crucible Online. But I don't like Crucible Online because it's so automated.
Yeah. True. But hey,
It has a little bit of mechanics that I don't like. But we are trying to play like this. Wait a moment, like this.
over the
Like playing the maths directly, your math in front of my math, and
could be.
I'm playing.
Does it work?
Maybe it will work. I think yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna try, and why not? Why not? Lord Judo, I don't rob you more time. Stay tuned, stay forehead, and good luck, man.
Can I say it? Que te forje? Do I say it right?
And you say it perfectly. And you say it perfectly.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Force you to. Que te forjen a ti también. Bueno, esa ha sido la entrevista con Lord Judo, espero que os haya gustado a todos y también vamos a retomar una parte del podcast que me gusta mucho, que es la de los eventos. Como muchos ya sabéis, tenemos a la vuelta de la esquina, y cuando digo a la vuelta de la esquina es la semana que viene, el día 1 de febrero, la Fragua en su segunda edición. Lo más importante aquí, aparte de la propia Fragua, es el inicio de la SVR, del Spanish Vault Rank. Como ya he dicho, desde CKFE, desde Amber Souls y desde aquí, desde que te forjen, la SVR nace para darle un punto, el punto que faltaba a Keyforge, una gestión competitiva y un control de mazos para nuestro juego favorito a nivel territorio nacional. La edición primera ya está cerrada y a punto de comenzar pues un trimestre con 61 participantes, que ahí es nada. Y bueno, pues no te la vas a poder perder porque además ha sido todo muy gratuito. Este primer evento en la segunda fragua se jugará en Forjen, Madrid, en la Avenida de las Águilas 2B, el próximo 1 de febrero, como os he dicho, y no te lo puedes perder. También tengo cositas que anunciaros de cara a próximos avisos que creo que os van a gustar. La primera es que demasiadas personas querían el tapete de las carátulas de todos los avisos, el tapete del aniversario de que te forjen. Bueno, pues este de aquí. Lo veis, ¿verdad? Qué bonito es. Pues ese tapete va a salir con una rifa. Va a ser una rifa de 50 números, a €1 cada participación, directamente tratado conmigo, y cada participación aparte pues recibirá un ámbar impreso de regalo, que son con los que yo juego, que los hago yo y que no sé dónde los he dejado. Pues sí, estos ámbar, que no los he encontrado por ningún lado. Pues por lo menos por la participación te vas a llevar un ámbar, que oyes, que menos. Así que ya sabes, si lo quieres, pues nada, juega, participa, págatelo, financianos. También me gustaría presentaros un par de novedades que estoy planteando para este podcast, para este nuestro podcast. La primera, que a mucha gente no les va a gustar y a otra gente sí les va a gustar, es el volver al formato audio. ¿Por qué quiero volver al formato audio? Bueno, pues audio. ¿Por qué quiero volver al formato audio? Bueno, pues porque principalmente el formato vídeo me lleva a unos sobrecostes bastante importantes, aparte de el tiempo necesario de edición. Eso es un tiempo que el audio me es más fácil de tratar, y en lo que es vídeo, pues luego requiere remasterización del audio, remasterización del vídeo, postproducción, producción, etcétera, etcétera. Y todo eso, pues genera un gasto de tiempo que muchas veces no tengo, véase el caso de este aviso. Con lo cual estoy pensando en retomar lo que era el formato podcast, como lo estuve haciendo en los primeros avisos, bueno, los primeros 10 o 12 avisos, no me acuerdo cuántos fueron, y usar el vídeo para aperturas de mazos, entrevistas más concretas, hacer los directos, porque directos vamos a seguir haciendo, partidas que se hagan y otro tipo de eventos que sí necesiten de lo que es un apoyo en vídeo. Con lo cual tendríamos los dos formatos, el formato de consumo rápido para yonkis, que sería el formato vídeo, y el formato más serio, que sería el formato audio. En cualquiera de los dos, todos estáis invitados a participar cuando queráis y de la manera que queráis. Así que nada, decidme en los comentarios qué os parece esta idea. También otra de las ideas que tengo en mente es la creación de un evento de Volt Assault por equipos a nivel nacional. Sí, habéis escuchado perfectamente. Jugar al Volt Assault, así mejor, al Volt Assault por equipos a nivel nacional. Además, esto me gustaría emitirlo en directo cuando sean las partidas de 4 jugadores por equipos, en los que, bueno, pues habrá componentes del equipo en en bastantes provincias. ¿Esto qué significa? Pues que lo mismo se juega en Madrid, que se juega en Galicia, que se juega en Cataluña, que se juega en Valencia, que se juega en Andalucía o que se juega en Aragón, me da lo mismo. Y bueno, pues ahí está la pericia del equipo que le toque jugar, cuando le toque jugar, dónde le toque jugar, y que se apañe para ir allí a jugar. ¿Qué conseguimos con esto? Bueno, pues hacer una jornada de Keyforge en tiendas que están fuera de nuestra comunidad, alentar un poquito a que el juego se descubra y que se empiecen a crear comunidades, y a su vez, pues oyes, hacer un evento de Volt Assault como Dios manda para todos. Así que nada, ¿qué te parece esa idea de jugar ese Volt Assault por equipos? También algo muy jugoso, y que a esto sí que os reto a todos vosotros, es que cualquier jugador de Keyforge o cualquier persona que quiera aprender a jugar a Keyforge puede contactar conmigo directamente, y gestionamos entre él y yo un directo en el canal para poder realizar una partida física en formato online, como esto que vais a ver ahora.
Tenemos la misma mesa ahora mismo. Robo 2 y es tu turno. Ya no.
Vamos a jugar. Algo por 6.
Vale. Sí. Se ve.
¿Y qué voy a jugar? Dame un segundo. Mejorador y bueno, los dos.
Vale.
Se va. Toma, tu mejora.
Vale.
Horrible.
Cojo mis archivos. Lo primero que voy a hacer es... Bueno, perdona, primero forjo. 2,
Forja.
3, 4, 5,
Forja chanclas.
6. Vale.
Dale.
Y forjo el azul. Saco la burbuja cuántica que me da un ámbar. Que dice que es ovni, que archive la primera carta de mi mazo. Saco a la hija, que tiene que está potenciada con un descarte. Y voy a descartar...
El único requisito es que tengas una cámara web o que puedas colocar el móvil de una manera cenital y bueno, en tu mesa para que puedas grabarla mientras estamos jugando tú y yo y de esa manera pues jugamos un físico en digital. Así que nada, ¿te animas a este reto? No me gustaría despedirme sin agradecer a Asmodee la apuesta por este podcast, por este contenido y por el juego, por supuesto. Como bien sabéis, cada vez que una expansión ve la luz, desde Juego Organizado de Asmodee, nos ofrecen muestras pues, para analizarlas, para probarlas, etc. El caso está en que, bueno, yo mis muestras me las suelo comprar, ¿no? Que de hecho no he abierto mucho porque quiero abrirlo aquí en el canal con vosotros. He abierto unos cuantos mazos y, bueno, pues los he jugado, los he tanteado. Hay algunas cosas que me han salido muy curiosas y que ya hablaremos de esta expansión junto con Dani haciendo análisis de muchas cositas que me están gustando y en cómo esta expansión está haciendo un counter completo al sistema de descarte y de archivo que tenía recordatorios sombríos. Pero de todas maneras, ya os digo, como por nuestra parte tenemos estos mazos que son los que os acabo de enseñar, bueno, pues directamente los que me ha dado Asmodee, pues me he ido encargando de dejar huevos de Pascua porque Asmodee me ha regalado mazos para ofreceros, para mostrároslos, para enseñarlos, para, bueno, pues un poquito hacer, ¿no? esa publicidad del juego. Y bueno, como no los voy a usar, os los voy a regalar, como siempre. Yo ya he dejado 2 en cercanías de Madrid, ¿vale? De hecho, más adelante, en otros avisos, os voy a poner un par de cosas curiosas porque me han contestado las 2 personas que lo han cogido, los dejé con una notita por detrás y me han contestado. Así que esto van a ser regalos directos para vosotros. ¿Cómo podéis conseguir estos mazos? Bueno, pues a través de X, que aunque cada vez me gusta menos la plataforma, pero es lo que hay, es una red social y la tenemos que utilizar para lo que es. A través de x.com y a través de Instagram, seguir a las cuentas de Rcadrano y a las cuentas de Asmodee. Y bueno, en X poner un mensaje con el hashtag QTF41 Maverik, ¿vale? Lo pondré en la descripción del aviso, nombrando a Asmop y a Rcadrano en ese mensaje. Y de esa manera, pues entre todos los participantes se sortearán 2 mazos de cielos de ámbar. Y quién sabe, oye, a lo mejor te animas y los quieres usar para jugarlos contra mí en un directo online, en un físico online. Así que nada, ya sabéis, un mensaje en x.com siguiendo las cuentas de AsmoPS y a Rcadrano con el hashtag QTF41Maverik. Y bueno, pues hasta aquí este aviso. Si te ha gustado, suscríbete y déjanos un buen comentario. Y para dudas con el juego, a comunidadkf@gmail.com, con dudas para la SVR a svr@keyforgespain.com. Y para todo lo demás, pues ya sabéis que nos podéis encontrar en queteforgen@gmail.com. Nada más, ahora juega o que te forjen.
El que soy, tu podcast de Keyforge. Ambariciosos solo quieren escuchar que te forjen a todo tronar. Que te forjen, que te forjen. Tu podcast de Keyforge. Ya sabes lo que te toca, no seas un sotafundas y enchúfate al zapper. Escúchalo, gilipipas. Y suscríbete, que es un pispas. enchúfate al zap. Escúchalo, gilipipas.